Good afternoon. It's a beautiful Sunday, quite chilly on the outside. Good to have your company. It is the 4th day of June 2023. My name is Sandra Kahunde, coming to you live from Broadcast House, Nile Avenue, for this special edition, the weekly news roundup that comes your way every Sunday afternoon for activities that you could have missed out during the entire week. Now, starting us off this afternoon, we're looking at activities regarding the head of state, that is President Yoweri Museveni, who this week emphasized the importance of leaders actively promoting wealth creation among their constituents. He acknowledged the richness of Uganda's natural resources and urged the populace to embrace modern, calculated and commercial farming practices to participate in the money economy. The president said this while engaging with NRM members attending a retreat in Chankwanzi. And now during the session, Museveni also shed light on the recent attack on a Ugandan army base in Soldier, attributing it to soldiers who were ill-prepared for combat missions. Details in this report.
When we talk of wealth creation, we are talking essentially of two things. First of all, changing our people from tradition to middle-class economics, to money economy. But secondly, NRM point number 5 of the 10 points, building an economy which is integrated, independent, and self-sustaining. That meaning value addition. This is what we are talking about. We are talking about a new economy. We are not talking about the old economy. The colonial economy had introduced a little bit of cash activities, but very limited and restricted to raw materials only. So once you are convinced that your people can modernize through commercial farming, then when you come to the government, to the caucus, you bring the bottlenecks that are blocking your people. Like in this case, if it is more dams, you bring the dams so that we dig more dams. If it is solar-powered irrigation, you bring it up so that your people, all of them, get into wealth creation. But the mistake you are making is you don't address those. Instead, you address roads. Yes, roads are important, but what do you transport on the roads? Because even when the roads are there, you have nothing you are transporting. Because, for instance, we tarmac the road from Soroti to Moroto, all the way. And then the other time I was in Katakwi, I found them drying cassava along the road on the tarmac. But this road is not for drying cassava this road is for transporting wealth. So what wealth are you transporting along this road? But back in Otuke, those people are still going to the well for water. Even when we make a borehole, they go to share it. The children are still riding their mothers on the back. The mothers are still cooking with firewood. Now, is it correct for us to build a society of two types? The we of piped water and the ones of carrying water on our heads.
Now, in other activities, with the head of state, President Yoweri Museveni, who this week tasked the pilgrims embrace government programs targeted towards poverty alleviation, especially the parish development model during Martyrs' Day celebrations at Namugongo. Well, the president challenged Christians to support themselves and work together with government for development, while he also represented the Prime Minister, Robin Nabanja, as we take a look in this report.
It is now 37 years since young Ugandan Christians were martyred for their faith by the chief executioner Mukajanga on orders of the then Kabaka of Buganda, Daniel Muwanga II. These, among others, included Andrew Chibuka, Anatoli Chirigwajo, Achilles Kiwanka, Mugaga, Mukasa Chiriwawanvu, Javira Chizigo, who was the youngest, James Buza Baliao, Luke Bana Bachintu, Bruno Serunkuma, Joseph Mukasa Bali Kudembe, Matthias Mulumba, and Gonzag Gonza. The Uganda Martyr Shrine is built on the spot where Charles Lwanga, one of the Christian converts, was burnt alive on the orders of Kabaka Mwanga of Buganda Kingdom. A place later turned into an official pilgrimage center. In commemoration of their faith and sacrifice, thousands of pilgrims flocked Namugongo Catholic Martyr Shrine to take part in the commemoration of the climax of this year's 3rd June Martyrs' Day celebration.
The Pastoral Church today celebrates the Mass of the Uganda Martyrs. And here on the spot where they were burnt, it is I, the main celebrant, for the first and maybe the last time.
The celebrations, animated by the Diocese of Jinja under the leadership of Bishop Charles Martin Wamika, were held under the theme, Lord, Increase Our Faith.
We are here to arouse, to awaken, to inspire, to pray through the martyrs. Lord, increase our faith.
Having animated the celebrations in 2002, 20 years ago, on behalf of Tororo Ecclesiastical Province, the diocese showcased their skills with all the excitement. The Bishop of Jinja Diocese, Charles Martin Wamika, who was the main celebrant, tasked Christians to always question their faith in God, reflect on their actions, and continue emulating the works of the martyrs. Wamika says the theme was chosen in honor of the martyrs who shed their blood for faith in Christ. He preached forgiveness and trust in God.
The martyrs, Charles Lwanga, since you are intent on burning me, pour water on the firewood so that the fire burns slowly.
Archbishop Luigi Bianco, the Apostolic Nuncio, told Christians that the Vatican considers martyrdom as a fullest proof of faith.
Calls for action in the big and small decisions of the daily life.
The Chabazinga of Busoga, William Gabana Diop IV, also took part in the celebrations and shared a message of faith with his subjects.
As the people of Busoga, we cherish the sacrifices made by the original 45 martyrs, who included, but not limited to, Matia Mulumba from Mayuge and Gonzaga Gonza from Kaliro. As a cultural institution, we shall safeguard what the martyrs stood for, such that their endeavors don't die in vain.
The President, through the message delivered by the Prime Minister, challenged all Christians to support government programs intended at boosting their general welfare.
It is important for all households to join the Wealth Creation Campaign in order to guarantee prosperity. The NRM government is mobilizing the remaining 39% of the Ugandan households that are still trapped in subsistence farming, that is working only for food, to join the money economy.
Several Christians from around Uganda and far beyond journeyed to Namugongo to honor a group of men who were executed for converting to Christianity. Among the pilgrims were those from across Uganda, Democratic Republic of Congo, Malawi, Zimbabwe, Tanzania, Kenya, Rwanda, and Burundi. Others included different political figures from their different political divides. Susan Naonga, reporting for ABC TV.
Now, a few years back, Anglicans gathered in tents celebrating Uganda Martyrs on 3rd June. Currently, the story is different. A newly constructed arena to a tune of 13 billion shillings is in place and fits the honor.
What used to host 400 Matters Day celebrants now hosts more than 100,000 celebrants, all seated comfortably. Just like in Isaiah 65 verse 21 that says that they will build for me a house and I will dwell in them. 7 years ago, the top clergy under the Anglican Church put to light former Archbishop Mpalanyi Nkoyoyo's dream of constructing Anam Theatre to host pilgrims during Matters Day celebrations. Put into perspective, the magnificent arena is 80% complete, and one can hail the government of Uganda under President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni for the construction.
I am so grateful for the development of this place, because as the one who was a student here, I can see the far we have come from. We can say, like the message from Samuel, thus far the Lord has brought us. I can see where God is really taking us from shame to fame. And I'm so grateful. What happened here long time ago, which was actually a mess for the younger men here, it has become a message for all people.
What remains is the construction of the 3.5 billion shillings church structure within the premises. When complete, the construction cost 13.3 billion shillings, raised by both government, the church and well-wishers, similarly to that of the Catholic Matters Shrine.
Because people are coming to do pilgrimage and commemorate the matters, when we have built a special place for the pilgrimages. Everyone is going to sit properly and listen properly and see the view is very good. So there's comfortability, which hasn't been the same in the past.
And as a world-class tourist attraction center, the amphitheater will not only boost tourism around the shrine, but offer the beauty, magnifying worship mainly on such days like the Matters Day celebrations.
Archbishop waffe yawummula taata mukama amuwummuze mirembe enkooyooyo kubanga olwaleero bino bye tulaba wano nga Namugongo akyuse twebaza Katonda olwa taata kubanga buli kiriwo kati kipya. Wali abakulu we batuulanga bateekangawo miti ne batindirawo.
Every 3rd June, thousands gather commemorating 13 Anglican martyrs and 12 Catholic who were burned to death for their refusal to renounce Christianity. Ngabo Emon, reporting for IBIS TV.
Now, on the same conversation to do with Matters Day, now the celebrations for the 2023 Matters Day celebrations did climax this weekend at Namugongo. Now, with thousands in attendance at the Catholic Shrine, Ginger Diocese animated the day's prayers in style with church music, a dance, a drama, and loads of cultural performances.
This year's Matters Day celebrations at Namugongo Catholic Shrine began as early as 9. This was led by Ginger Catholic Diocese. After days of preparations, Ginger Diocese did not disappoint. Was one key particular group worth listening to.
We thank you for leading us so well in this year's celebration.
The Holy Gospel was delivered by the Ghetto Kid of Busoga, Joseph Muvawala. Right Reverend Charles Martin Wamika was the day's main celebrant.
Personally, it is indeed an honor and privilege for me, Charles Martin Wamika, Omala, Adieri, Omunabuka, Owena Mengo Budaka, Omuise Kisige, Owebusonga, to be the main celebrant.
In his earlier sermons, Right Reverend Charles Wamika invited Christians to work for heaven, not for earth.
We are here to arouse, to awaken, to inspire, to pray through the matters. Lord, increase our faith.
Wamika's Matters homily did not spare the youth. Right Reverend Bishop Anthony Ziwa is the chairperson of the Episcopal Conference, and this was his message.
I would like to convey our condolences to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, him as the Commander-in-Chief of the Uganda People's Defense Forces, on the death of Uganda soldiers who were recently killed in Somalia. Condolences go to all members of the families of the fallen men. We pray that peace be in the Horn of Africa, Sudan, and the other parts of the world like Ukraine and Russia.
The recent country-wide spate of murders couldn't escape Ziwa's communication.
Of recent, there have been brutal killings or murders here within Uganda, within the country. Several people have been murdered, and quite a number of them have been killed by their killers using guns. It is our request to government and the Commander-in-Chief to have stricter measures imposed on the use of guns.
For the shrine hosts, Kampala Archdiocese Bishop, the Right Reverend Paul Semogirire was the representative.
Mutambala mairo nyingi nnyo okutuuka wano. Aye namujja nga muyimba, namusaakaanya, nga mwegayirira n'essanyu, abakulu n'abato, oluusi nga musiiba n'enjala. Mwebale nnyo okujjulira Kristu nga mulabira ku bajulizi ba Uganda.
In attendance was the Pope to Uganda, Luigi Bianco, the Prime Minister of Uganda, Robin Anabanja, the Chawazingo of Busoga, His Royal Highness Gabulana Diope IV, members of the clergy, pilgrims from within Uganda and beyond. I'm Robert Anyango, UBC News.
For the first time in 147 years of celebrating the Uganda Matters Day, a Uganda Muslim Supreme Council also organized celebrations of the 100 Muslim martyrs that were killed on the orders of Kabaka Mutesa I and not Kabaka Mwanga, as it was the case with the Christian martyrs. The Muslim martyrs were killed in different places of Mulungu, Munyonyo, Anatete site Mosque, Kasubi Mosque at Navalagala, and Namungona Salef site Mosque, Kawempe Bogo site and Namugongo site, where many were killed and buried.
Islam was introduced in Buganda in 1844 by the Muslim Arab traders from Zanzibar. Although it had reached northern Uganda in 1827, these were received by then Kabaka Suna II in his Wamala Palace, currently in Wakiso district, via Mulungo Munyonyo. They donated holy hand-written Quran to the Kabaka and other presents, glasses, clothes, pistols, jewelries, prayer mats, kettles, and many others. The Arabs convinced the Kabaka to be submissive to Islam, which would later spread to the rest of Buganda and other parts in the country. The Kabaka learned how to recite the Holy Quran. Then later, the Kabaka asked the Arabs, their Sultan of Zanzibar teachers to teach his subjects Arabic upon return. According to Owechitibwa Ambassador Alhaj Professor Badru Katerega, chairman of the Shuhada Muslim Matters Committee.
A handwritten Holy Quran to the Kabaka, which still exists in the museum at where? At Kasubi Nabulagala. There is a handwritten Quran. In a kettle, because the Muslims, if they go for their wudu, they use a kettle. The Baganda have a saying, Olumianga Musiram, Akwata Binikoro Zaleta Chai, because against the Kutawaza.
In 1856, when the Arab traders returned, they were welcomed by King Mutesa I. After his father's death, Kabaka Suna II, in his palace at Kasubi Nabulagala. The Sultan of Zanzibar sent a letter and several gifts to the Kabaka of Buganda, which included Arab money, king's gown, and many others.
Established Islam as the state religion of Uganda. If there is anybody who did a lot for Islam in Uganda, it was Mutesa. When he became a Muslim, he said everybody. Because in Uganda, the king is la tate c'est moi.
When the Arabs introduced the new dress code, this marked the beginning of a new culture of dressing code in Buganda that ignited Islam.
Abachala ne bambala bulungi komasi ne bano okusiba ku mitwe n'abaami ne babanga ate mukulya nga abachala balya bokka n'abaami bali bokka. Empisa yaleetebwa n'Abawarabu.
Kabaka Mutesa I was excited with the gifts offered to him. The gifts placed Kabaka Mutesa I in a difficult position of choosing to join Islam or maintain his traditional Ganda culture. However, it's believed that Kabaka Mutesa I at one point converted to Islam and established Islam as the state religion of Buganda Kingdom.
Which was built in Uganda at Kasubi, Nabulagala, Masjid Kibulatain. For the Muslims, there is only one mosque in Medina which has two Qiblas direction. We call it Qiblatain. The second mosque in the world which has two Qiblas is the Kasubi Nabulagala Mosque.
Mutesa I made it necessary that mosques are constructed in palaces and chiefs' enclosures, including the first mosque at Kasubi Nabulagala, declaring Islamic greeting Assalamu Alaikum to be the official kingdom greeting.
So it was by order that the king would be greeted Assalamu Alaikum. Now, that's how Salama came, because people said, now, are you going to the palace? Oh, Assalamu Alaikum.
Although Mutesa I embraced Islam wholeheartedly, he was not circumcised as a way of respecting Buganda traditional norms where the Kabaka's blood can't be shed.
He was not circumcised as a way of respecting Buganda traditional norms where the Kabaka's blood can never be shed. Kabaka taiwa musayi, otherwise immediately the blood goes. He loses the kingdom.
He later learned that his people had refused even to eat meat slaughtered by him, as they called him pagan, in the local language known as Kafiri, because of being uncircumcised, ordered for the arrest of the 27 Muslims who had circumcised themselves without his permission, and all were sentenced to death.
76 Arabs from Egypt came to Uganda and denounced Mutesa, especially the young men. They said he's not a Muslim because he has not been circumcised. Although Islam does not, they were not right. Circumcision is not a must. Okay, Khitan is not a must. But all Muslims happen to be circumcised. They are like Jews. Okay, but it is not a farther.
Others were brutally tortured, killed and burnt at Kisalosalo, Namukongo. Therefore, he killed over 100 Muslims between 1874 to 1876. Alhaj Sulaiman Musana Kawanguzi, the coordinator of the Shuhadu Muslim Matters Committee, highlighted particulars of some of the Muslims that were killed.
Matters and in big numbers. Actually, we are mentioning about 100, but they are in southerns in so many other places. Like I've mentioned to you, the 14 sets. As we get into the business, you will get to understand. It's still going on. These were people who were burnt to ashes. Onyi, Mudwa Ulira, Bira, Bamutalira, Kanga.
In their recognition, Masjid Nur Shuhada was built in 1968 by Muslims at Namgongo, and since then, 1st June was marked for their commemoration. And also the same day, Uganda Muslim Supreme Council was established by then the late President Idi Amin Dada, who convened a conference of Muslim leaders from different parts in Kabale, Western Uganda, to bring unity among Muslims in Uganda, and its headquarters are based at Old Kampala Hill.
Muslims were in different sects and groupings. So on 1st June 1972, it is a very important day of Muslims in this country. That's when the Uganda Muslim Council was established as the uniting umbrella body for all the Muslims of Uganda.
Therefore, Uganda Muslim Supreme Council has plans of developing the Namgongo Muslim site, though having challenges, according to Wakiso Muslim District Kadi Sheikh Elias Kigozi.
Tasobola kujukira history, tasobola kumanya waje agenda kulaga. Nze ng'omukulembeze wa district eno agitwala olunaku olumu nga June tukuŋŋaana mu kifo ekyo ng'abasiraamu ne twogera ku bantu abo abattibwa era ne tubasabira Katonda abasaasire olw'okuba nti baafa nga humu shuhada nga bajulizi. Okukuuma ekifo kyaffe ekyo ng'abasiraamu kuba tuba tetukikuumye kijja twalibwa abalala era bakikozese bye baagala okukikozesa. So okubanga tulinawo omuzikiti wasalirwa essala 5 tukuŋŋaanirawo tuba n'ensonga kigambo kya bbeeyi era kya kitiibwa.
The Muslims also want to develop other sites for religious tourism from different places like Mulungo Munyonyo, Natete Site Mosque, Kasubi Mosque at Nabulagala, Namgongo Salafi Site Mosque, Kawempe Mbogo Site, and many more, where many of the Muslim martyrs, estimated to be 100, were killed from.
In more updates, President Yoweri Museveni tasked religious leaders to spread the gospel of wealth creation by advising believers to embrace government programs like the PDM and the Myoga. Well, this was contained in his message to the congregation celebrating Martyrs' Day at the Anglican site in Namugongo, delivered by Dr. Ruth Nakabera, the Minister for Energy and Mineral Development.
Stand Up for Jesus was the processional music hymn which opened the 2023 prayers to mark the annual pilgrimage at Namugongo Anglican site. The Christians who flocked this site overwhelmingly embraced the newly facelifted and erected amphitheatre to celebrate the 45 young Christians who were killed for their Christian faith in the year 1885 and later termed as martyrs. The Eastern Cluster, comprising Bukedi, Karamoja, Soroti and Central Busoga dioceses, among others, portrayed an energizing spiritual service, bringing closer the faith as believed by the martyrs. The shoulder-to-shoulder gathering called for more support in acquiring more land and funds to accomplish the planned construction of what has become among the top tourism sites in Uganda.
We are increasing, we need that land. Praise the Lord. The neighbors who are behind there, you are on church land. Praise the Lord. Please better organize yourselves.
The amphitheater cost Uganda shillings 13.1 billion. This whole thing, the amphitheater, 13.1 billion. And as you can see, we are left with the few works to fully complete.
The Archbishop of Uganda, Dr. Kazimba Mugalu, hailed the government for the support towards the development of the Anglican Matters side.
I also ask the Christians to support church projects in your dioceses and protect the church's properties for posterity.
The guest preacher, also the Archbishop of the Anglican Church of North America, His Grace Foley Beach, challenged leaders to spread the gospel of reconciliation, repentance, and spiritual growth.
Why do you see the speck that is in your brother's eye, but do not notice the log that is in your own eye? Is there something in my life which the Lord has shown me of which I need to repent?
Archbishop Kazimba Mugalu reminded the celebrants why the Uganda Anglican Church initiated a split from Canterbury, the seat of the Anglican Church worldwide, after its decision to allow priests bless same-sex marriages and civil partnerships.
I want to assure you, we've only just begun, and the future of Christian mission and global Anglicanism is very bright.
The Minister for Energy and Mineral Development, Ruth Nankabirwa, represented the President of Uganda and asked the congregation that the challenges hindering the development of the site will be followed up to 0 miles.
That if they are bona fide occupants, we have to make sure that they are handled as bona fide occupants. And because this place is a government place, it contributes towards religious tourism. I think we proposed for government to help us on compensating the bona fide occupants around this place. That proposal must be supported.
President Yoweri Museveni asked the religious leaders to aid the promotion of government programs like PDM and Emyoga, intending to liberate Ugandans from poverty.
It is important for all households to join the wealth creation campaign in order to guarantee prosperity. The NRM government is mobilizing the remaining 39% of the Ugandan households that are still trapped in subsistence farming, that is working only for food, to join the money economy. Subsistence farming fosters poverty because besides food, there are other human needs that must be satisfied, such as shelter, medicine, clothes.
After the service, the Archbishop led the chief guest to officially launch the amphitheater.
And what are the words? 3rd June celebrations amphitheater.
The mood behind me here signifies that this year's Matters Day celebrations has been a success. And what I can vividly tell you is that the dioceses, including Rwenzori, Bunyoro Kitara and Masindi, have already been chosen to lead the celebrations for 2024 Matters Day. Here at the Anglican site, it is a done deal for 2023. Daniel Mugoya, UBC News.
UBC Weekly News Roundup. Christians from far and wide did continue to pour in at Namugongo ahead of this year's Matters Day celebrations, which was slated for Saturday. Now, sampling the demographics of the pilgrims, there is clear evidence that people of all ages are represented. We did catch up with the 89-year-old Sebastian Seruwaji, who, despite being a Catholic, this time round, he did fellowship with the Anglicans for personal reasons.
89-year-old Sebastian Seruwaji is one of the thousands of pilgrims that have pitch camped at Namugongo Anglican site ahead of Saturday's Matters Day celebrations. At his age, he claims to have walked all the way from Namayumba sub-county in Wakiso district to Namugongo.
Katonda libawera bakola obulungi kakunywere tufube laba.
Despite being a Catholic by faith, Sebastian has this time round decided to worship with the Anglicans with the sole purpose of capturing the attention of both the Archbishop and the President. He has got a message for them both. Sebastian's decision to do this follows numerous attempts to meet these principles in their offices, but in vain. With the fact that all religions worldwide preach love and peace for one another, Sebastian is perturbed by the continuous bloodshed in the different nations. He wants this to end soonest, and to ensure this starts with him sharing the technique with both President Museveni and Archbishop Samuel Kazimba Mugalu. Away from Sebastian, this is Christian Namulondo, a 78-year-old widow from Bugembe, Usoga sub-region. Like other pilgrims, Namulondo has a set of prayer requests, chief of them being total healing from life-threatening diseases.
Bantu alijinja mdwaliro abasawo ne bagamba nti amaso gakulongoosebwa ne tugenda ku dokita n'agamba amaso galina musaayi mungi, amaaso ago ga pulesa, n'agamba sijja gakolokota gayinza okulemerayo, naye amaaso galemye. Ne banongoosa olubuto luno nga lulinga ng'olimu omwana, ne balusala bagenda okulaba ng'ekyenda kyezingako bwe kiti.
The other request is the desire to own a home because she is tired of staying at her daughter's home.
Yagala buyambi sabire Katonda ampe poloti oba ettaka nga lirimu n'ennyumba nkoyo okutuula lubako kibi nnyo nkoye Mukama bw'anaaba anyambye nsaba bituukirire.
Namulondo is disgruntled with government, which she accuses of sidelining people like her. She has never benefited from any government program despite being needy. A pan around this congregation reveals the fact that matters of faith know no age limit. All are children before God.
Well, still more updates coming your way that we could have missed out for the celebrations of Martyrs' Day this year, 2023. Now, when it comes to security, there was tight security measures at Namugongo Martyrs Shrine to deter and prevent crime at the Martyrs Shrines at Namugongo. The 3rd of June is marked as Martyrs' Day to remember the 45 martyrs who died for their faith at the hands of the then Kabaka of Uganda, Danieri Basamola Ekere Mwanga Tumukasa. However, bad elements, mainly petty thieves, often penetrate the area and make some pilgrims uncomfortable.
The atmosphere at Namugongo Martyrs Shrine was filled with devotion and excitement as thousands of pilgrims visited the venue and were welcomed by heavy security presence. Multiple roadblocks were strategically placed to facilitate the smooth movement of pilgrims to the shrines. Security officers were stationed at various spots, providing guidance and assistance to the pilgrims. Fire brigade units were on standby, and foot patrols and additional troops were deployed as part of the security arrangements.
But things are not easy, but security-wise, it's okay.
These measures did create a sense of ease among the pilgrims, allowing them to participate in the celebrations without fear.
The fact that the policemen and ladies have done their job very well. Surely they checked us thoroughly. Nothing could come in.
I never had this experience of really walking that long distance. It was fun. The security was tight. The police officers treated us right for the fact that we were putting on uniform.
It has been good compared to the last years.
While the enhanced security was appreciated by many, it also presented challenges for some individuals. For persons living with disabilities, the security checkpoints proved to be an inconvenience, requiring them to undertake a spirited trek to reach the main events.
In that I was stopped when I came on a border, and I was stopped very far from here. I've moved from there up to here. There is no border, there is no public means. I'm tired. I'm asking them to help me. There is no way out.
So due to the high number of pilgrims coming into Namugongo, the security checkpoints have been increased in number to ensure that whoever is attending Mass is checked thoroughly to ensure safety of all the people within and outside Namugongo.
A big number is still on our gates, but we are managing the situation. We managed to get officers from the prison services, Uganda Prison Services, who are helping us with the access control checking so that people, the speed and how people enter these premises increases, and all I can say is that we have managed the security.
Some few cases of petty crimes were reported at both the Catholic and Anglican shrines. A number of mobile phone theft cases were registered at the Namugongo Shrine, and one case was reported at the Anglican Shrine.
The other thing is that we found someone in possession of government stores. 70 suspects have been arrested, and among these 2 of them are women, and they are currently detained at our different police stations spread out in Chira Division.
A number of children were reportedly lost after losing contact with their parents, and the police were still locating their relatives. Ivan Kahwa and Juma Nsamba, UBC News in Namugongo.
Well, it was a beehive of activity outside Uganda Martyrs sites in Namugongo as pilgrims wined and dined as part of the Martyrs' Day celebrations. Police and other sister security agencies have deploy across corners of the Martyrs' shrines to keep law and order.
Every 3rd June yearly, pilgrims from across Uganda and overseas throng Namugongo Shrine to celebrate resilience exhibited by Ugandan martyrs who are killed for their devotion to God on orders of Kabaka Mwanga II. Letting the martyrs, many pilgrims often get consumed by bodily desires, including merrymaking.
Now, away from Martyrs' Day celebrations and updates coming through, some of the updates that we don't want you to miss out that did transpire during the entire week. Now, where we saw the Inspectorate of Government launching a mass investigation on national medical stores. Now, this followed a public outcry of lack of drugs, which has retarded the smooth operation of government hospitals. The Inspector General of Government, Betty Olive Kamya, together with her team, made an impromptu visit to national medical stores offices that is in Kajansi and ordered for investigations into procurement, finance and work plan, among others.
The continuous outcry of lack of medicine in government hospitals has prompted officials from the Inspectorate of Government to start investigations on the matter. The Inspector General of Government, Betty Olive Kamya, and team made an impromptu visit to national medical stores in Entebbe, where they were informed that the bosses are sitting at their new offices in Kajansi, Wakiso district.
Please take also the name of this.
Ms. Kamya noted issues of inflation to pay staff, procurement and ghost workers, among others.
And our interest was to find out why the public outcry. Is it because of the management of resources at NMS or what? Basically, that's why we came. But we're more interested in the functions of procurement of medicines and medical supplies and procurement of other big items. We're also interested in the function of human resource and stores. Of course, stores management is a big thing. How does the medicine come in and go out to where? And is it the medicine they ask for? We're also interested in the administration and finance function. We want to know the work plan.
Kamya says the Inspectorate has embarked on impromptu inspection of government operations. In a meeting with the administration of national medical stores, Inspectorate of Government officers were allocated different departments to investigate on transport, procurement, ghost health facilities, finance and administration, among others.
We're taking documents. We're not doing an investigation here. We're taking documents. We shall analyze them back at the Inspectorate of Government. And if we need to come back for deeper, wider, more thorough investigation, then we shall do that. But what I need to inform the public now is that our methods of work, we are, among other things, we are also going to wear our brand of inspectors of government.
She also spoke to staff of national medical stores, cautioning them against corruption.
So while we are continuing to investigate and to prosecute cases of corruption, we have also decided to put more emphasis on our function of inspection to ensure that every government department or employee strictly adheres to rule of law.
The Executive Officer, National Medical Stores, Moses Kamabale, expressed gratitude to the Inspectorate of Government and affirmed that there is shortage of drugs in the country. Kamabale, however, disclosed that they are stuck with 13 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines.
the best thing that we need to tell the Ugandans out there that have not taken this vaccine, please take this vaccine for your own good, because we do not want in the future to start stampeding government health facilities looking for this vaccine when, if COVID comes back or something else comes back. So the 13 million doses are within our warehouse. We still encourage Ugandans to visit the health facilities, and we still encourage the health workers to order for these vaccines.
The Inspectorate of Government has adopted a strategy of including Ugandans in the fight against corruption. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
A group of Ugandan children is on the verge of glory after reaching the final of Hit UK Talent, our show Britain's Got Talent, where they have won over the judges and the public with their dazzling dance moves and bubbly personalities. They have already made history after becoming the first act to be given a golden buzzer by one of the judges before they had even finished their performance. This set them straight through on Wednesday's semi-final, where they received most of the public votes, meaning they are now among the 10 acts taking part in Sunday's final. The group of 6 children aged between 5 and 13 all come from impoverished backgrounds in the Ugandan capital, Kampala, where they were taken in and cared for by their guardian turned manager, Dauda Kavma. While they are winning over a new audience in the UK, the Ghetto Kids are already a global internet sensation and performed at the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. To these messages, for more news updates, keep watching.
Ebiseera by'okuzzaayo abaana mu masomero tebiteekwa kukaluubiriza n'akatono. Eno kusimba nnyiriri mpanvu, kano kalipagano ka bidduka. Simanya kuzunga na banka siripsi. Kati osobola okusasula school fees z'omwana wo ate n'okola n'ebirala ntoko ku ssimu ye ey'omu ngalo. Ekikola kyangu nnyo. Nyiga bunyizi *M65*8 ogoberera ebikulagiriddwa oba okozese app ya MTN Momo. Ate kati okola ki olwaleero? MTN Mobile Money Uganda Limited erungamizibwa banka enkulu ya Uganda.
This isn't just a girl. She is the future. This is a teacher, a doctor, a community leader, our future president.
Their support meant so much to me. And as a teenage girl, I stayed focused and was protected from child marriage and teenage pregnancy. I will support other girls against child marriage and teenage pregnancy.
Take action. Report any case of defilement or child marriage to the police or call Sawuti 116.
The Resol Agribusiness Show is here under the theme Revolutionizing Agriculture through Value Addition, Innovation and Technology, scheduled for 13th to 16th June 2023 at Ruhinga Stadium for Portrait Tourism City, with a free medical camp running throughout the show. Entrance is totally free. To sponsor, partner and participate, contact 0702 301 059 or 0773 458-492 or 0773-301-059.
Glow as you are with the new Spark 10 series smartphone from Airtel in partnership with Tecno. Own the timelines with picture-perfect selfies using the 32-megapixel selfie camera, 256GB storage, G88 gaming processor.
The Spark 10 smartphone comes with free 3GB from Airtel, so you can stay connected to a world of possibilities. Dial *100*5# to enjoy free data. Airtel, a reason to imagine. In partnership with Tecno. Stop at nothing.
Uganda is rich in natural resources and hard-working people. But to turn these resources into real progress and development, we need to invest in our infrastructure, education, and healthcare. That's where taxes come in. When we pay our taxes, we are investing in our country's future. We are supporting the schools that educate our children, the hospitals that care for our families, and the roads and bridges that connect our communities. And when businesses pay their taxes, they are contributing to the growth and development of Uganda's economy. They are helping to build a stronger, more prosperous nation for us all. So when you pay your taxes, you are investing in the future of Uganda and supporting the progress and development of our nation. Uganda is because of you.
Uganda Revenue Authority, developing Uganda together.
Welcome back. Pleasure to have your company. Good to know you're still watching and following this newscast. Now, another update we did want you to miss out, that is to do with the eastern Uganda city of Jinja. This week, the latest stop for WeBank in partnership with MTN Uganda on their effort of increased smartphone access to Ugandans. This initiative aims at enabling Ugandans access smartphones for business development using technology, as is the trend elsewhere. Details in this report.
Sometime last month, WeBank company launched a project that can enable Ugandans access mobile smartphones on hire purchase.
What Tech Now does basically is sell phones on credit to everyone, whoever is eligible, whoever has a national ID is eligible to get a phone on loan. What we do, we partner with shop owners in Jinja and the rest of the world to give these phones on credit to everyone in and around Jinja and everywhere. We also partner with MTN Uganda to give these phones also on loan, and furthermore, the MTN guys give credit data to whoever buys a phone on loan. Every month they give a GB of data, more and more, to everyone who buys and pays on credit.
WeBank channeled this through its subsidiary firm Tech Now and also incorporated telecommunications giant MTN.
MTN together with Tech Now, we've come up with several devices on market that is to do with Tekino, ITEL, Infinix, and together with MTN Kabode Super. With all these devices on market, you are able to pay on installments at an affordable rate starting from 49,000, that is Kabode Super, up to 159,000, that is to do with Tekno Pop 7 Pro, or you can also get other ITEL brands, other Infinix brands at a very cheaper price in terms of initial deposits.
The team is now traversing the country to enable Ugandans access smartphones purposely to grow businesses. In Jinja, they have partnered with a Dalton Phone Center where the public can access several smartphones on hire purchase, payable over 6 months.
So abantu balijje lumbira lwansonga nti eriba yambako nti omuntu eyalikuza smartphone yemutwala 45 afiisaaku yatwala omwana ku isomero then yabanga ate n'esimu.
Aims at enabling Ugandans access smartphones for business development using technology, as is the trend elsewhere.
Well, that's all we had time for this particular newscast. The special edition that comes your way every Sunday afternoon. Some of the activities that you could have missed out during the entire week, the weekly news roundup. My name is Sandra Kahunde. Well, more updates will be coming your way later on the timely news hours of the day. Keep watching the national broadcaster. Well, from the entire team behind the scene, wish you a beautiful Sunday, a great week ahead, and enjoy the month of June as you continue to support the biggest network, the national broadcaster. God bless you.